This is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So in today's video, we're going to be looking at this wonderful book, The Complete Flags of the World, by D.K. Books. The ultimate pocket guide. I think I've joked before about carrying around. I would be the type of person to carry around a Flags of the World book in my pocket, to be honest. I'm looking for some feedback from you initially because I'm using a new camera, and I will soon attempt to use a new mic as well that I bought like about 18 months ago and haven't been able to use because I use my old Realme phone to record. I've been using this for about 4 years and it's very old and a bit rubbish, but also quite good, but it's getting on a bit. And basically the Nothing phone that I use as my actual phone, Nothing Phone 2, has finally done a patch to allow you to use external mics. So I'm using this to record in 4K. Wow. So let me know if you like it. If you don't, I'll just go back to the old one. I don't care. I'm not fancy at all. Okay, we're going to have a look at the Complete Flags of the World then, shall we? I have to turn the pages off camera because they make the most horrendous noise. It's like this sort of, it's like, I don't know, I can't describe it. It's something to do with the material of the paper, and it's sort of bound, I don't know, something about it. Okay, let's start with Guatemala. So, blue and white are the colours of the original flag of the United Provinces of Central America. The coat of arms was adopted in 1968. In Guatemala, the flag of the United Provinces of Central America, horizontal stripes of blue, white, blue, was used until 1851, when a pro-Spanish government added the red and yellow of Spain to the flag. On the 17th of August, 1871, the original colours were restored as vertical stripes, and Guatemala's own coat of arms, the quetzal bird. The new coat of arms shows the quetzal, Guatemala's national bird. We'll take a look at it in close up in a second. Standing on a scroll, giving the date of the Declaration of Independence. The present form of the arms was adopted in 1968. When used at sea for civil purposes, the flag does not contain the arms. Okay. The date of the Declaration of Independence is on this scroll. Rifles and swords represent defense of freedom. The quetzal bird with its distinctive tail, look at that, wow. Tail feathers is a symbol of liberty. Beautiful bird. Okay, a very noisy page turn later. We're on to Antigua and Barbuda, which is just there. So that's Cuba, the island of Hispaniola, and then that's there. Black recalls the island's African heritage. The rising sun represents a new era. White symbolizes hope. Blue represents the Caribbean Sea. The flag dates from the inception of self-government in 1967 and was the winning design in a competition which more than 600 local people entered. The symbolism of the flag. The designer, Reginald Samuel, interpreted it as representing the sun rising against the background of the people's African heritage in a new era. The overall V shape stands for victory, and it is on a red background which symbolizes the dynamism of the population. Blue is for the sea and white is for hope. The new national flag. The flag was retained unchanged when Antigua became independent. The neighbouring island of Barbuda does not have a separate flag, although, strangely, there is one for Redonda, a tiny, uninhabited island micronation. The national arms. The coat of arms was granted in 1977 and depicts a shield with a sugar mill, once the primary industry, on a background of white and blue waves. Above this is a sun on a black background. The shield stands on a sea island. The crest is a pineapple from the arms of the former colony of the Leeward Islands, of which Antigua was once a part. Beneath is a scroll with a national motto, each endeavouring, all achieving. Okay, on to Algeria, if you didn't know. The north of Africa there, that's Spain and Portugal, that's Italy. So Algeria is just here. Green is the colour of Islam. The longer than usual horns stand for good fortune and happiness. White is symbolic of purity. The crescent and star of Islam recall Ottoman rule. Red represents liberty. The flag of Algeria was adopted by the National Liberation Front, or Front de Libération Nationale, in 1954 on the basis of an older design created in 1928 by the nationalist leader Massali Hadj. From 1958 to 62, it was the flag of the provisional government in exile, but it was retained when independence was achieved in 1962 and has remained unchanged ever since. The green in the hoist is the traditional colour of Islam, and the white represents purity. The horns of the crescent are longer than usual and represent increase or good fortune and happiness, while the white emblem recalls the period of Ottoman rule during the 16th century, and its colour, red, is symbolic of liberty. The naval ensign has 2 crossed anchors in the canton. This device is used on the naval ensigns of several Arab countries, following the example of Egypt. The state coat of arms is based on the well-known local emblem of the Hand of Fatima. It also contains the crescent and star of Islam, alongside symbols reflecting both agriculture and industry. Next to our favourite country of Chad, we have Mauritania, which is just here on the west coast of, I would say, Saharan Africa, North Africa. Green, representing the country's Islamic faith, and yellow are both Pan-African colours. The crescent and star of Islam. Red for sacrifice. The original flag was adopted in 1959 for the Autonomous Republic. It consisted simply of a yellow crescent and star, a classic symbol of Islam, on a green field, expressive of the country's full title, the Islamic Republic of Mauritania. In 2017, 2 red stripes were added to the top, or at the top and bottom, to represent the people's sacrifice. Mauritania also has a seal adopted in 1960. It bears the title of the state. Around the edge and in the center are the Islamic crescent and star emblems, decorated with a palm branch and a millet plant, both important national plants. This is the seal of Mauritania. This is the name of the countries given in both Arabic and French. The star and crescent of Islam is in the middle, and then a palm branch is there and a millet plant is here. In French it says République Islamique de Mauritanie, and can I read the Arabic at this distance? Al-Jumhuriyya Al-Islamiyya Al-Mauritaniya, I think. Correct me in the comments. Next up is Togo in West Africa, just on the coast here with the Atlantic Ocean. Red symbolizes the bloodshed during the struggle for independence. Yellow reflects Togo's mineral wealth. Green represents agricultural wealth. And the white star is the Star of Hope. During 1956 to 1960, the period of autonomy, the flag was green, with 2 yellow stars arranged diagonally. Between 1957 and 58, the French tricolore was in the canton, the top here. On independence in 1960, the present flag was adopted. The 5 stripes stand for the regions of Togo and are in green and yellow to signify its agricultural and mineral resources. The red canton is for the blood of those who struggled for independence, while the white star is for hope, as on Liberia's flag. The national emblem contains 2 lions holding bows and arrows, and a sun with the country's initials, with the national motto above it. And here it is. RT stands for the title of the state, République Togolaise. The national motto, Union, it's in French, Union, Paix, Solidarité, meaning unity, peace, solidarity. 2 lions are shown carrying bows and arrows to protect the homeland. I think being a lion probably would be enough, but lions with bows and arrows is pretty scary, to be fair. Also, red lions. Okay, let's do the flags of 2 teeny tiny countries that are totally within the borders of Italy. They are the Vatican City and San Marino. Okay, starting with Vatican City, yellow or gold and white iron. Oh, I see gold is in the mineral. Yellow, gold and white iron are the colours of St. Peter's keys. The emblem features St. Peter's keys supporting the papal crown. White and yellow were adopted as the papal colours in 1808. The modern Vatican colours were first adopted as the papal colours in 1808. The flag was used until 1870, when the Papal States were incorporated into a new, unified Italy. In 1929, the Papal States were granted independent status, but their authority was confined to the Vatican City. Gold and iron, represented in the flag as yellow and white, are the colours of the keys of St. Peter, which have accompanied papal arms since the Middle Ages. The flag's white stripe bears an emblem used since the 13th century to represent the Vatican's role as the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church. This is the emblem. The crossed keys represent the keys to the kingdom of heaven bestowed by Christ on St. Peter. The Triple Crown signifies the three types of temporal power: legislative, executive, and judicial, vested in the Pope. The red rope binds the keys. And now on to San Marino. The colours are taken from the traditional arms, which is placed at the centre of the flag for official purposes only. White represents the snow on Mount Titano, or Monte Titano, and the clouds above it. Blue recalls the sky. The flag of San Marino dates back to 1797 and was recognised by Napoleon as that of an independent state in 1799. The colours were taken from the coat of arms and were introduced in the 18th century. Blue is said to represent the sky over San Marino, the white the clouds and snow on Monte Titano. The traditional coat of arms is placed in the centre of the flag for official purposes only. It depicts three white towers crowned with ostrich plumes, representing three citadels resting on the peak of Monte Titano, which was once veined with ostrich feathers. They symbolize the state's ability to defend itself. So there you have a laurel wreath, or a laurel wreath and a wreath of oak, The towers represent the three citadels, Guaita, Cesta and Montale, situated on Monte Titano. The motto Libertas, meaning liberty, also dates back to the 4th century when the state was established as a refuge for those fleeing religious persecution. Okay, next up is Kazakhstan and Mongolia. Kazakhstan first. The sky blue field symbolizes the sky stretching over the many Kazakh people. A berkut or steppe eagle beneath a shining sun. I love this bird. The traditional Koshkar Muiz pattern is placed close to the hoist. Kazakhstan's post-communist flag was adopted in 1992. Its sky blue background recalled the endless skies over the Kazakh people. It also symbolizes well-being, tranquility, peace and unity. In the center of the flag, below a golden sun with 32 rays, soars a bird of the species known locally as the berkut, or steppe eagle. Together they represent love, freedom and the aspirations of the Kazakh people. A traditional pattern called Koshkar Muiz, the horns of the ram, forms a vertical stripe near the hoist. The new state emblem is also based around a radiant sun. It depicts traditional features of Kazakhstan. The center of the emblem is like the upper part of a yurt, the ancient felt tent of the Kazakh nomads. The sun's rays spread out like a yurt's supporting structure. Winged and horned horses represent historical traditions and beliefs. And then on to Mongolia. The Soyombo device combines a number of Buddhist emblems. We'll look at them in a second, actually, on the bottom. Sky blue is the national colour of Mongolia. Traditionally the colour of communism, red today represents progress. The current national flag replaced the red flag of revolution in 1940. The red field is retained at the fly and hoist, although the colour's original socialist connotations have given way to more general themes of progress and prosperity. The sky blue panel represents the people of Mongolia and invokes the imperial days of Genghis Khan. The flag bears a 17th century Buddhist emblem at hoist called the Soyombo. The Soyombo comprises various ideograms representing different elements from the Buddhist view of the world. The communist star that appeared above the Soyombo was removed in 1992. And here's the Soyombo. The sun and moon represent the eternal existence of the Mongolian nation. It's the sun and moon. The tongues of the flame stand for past, present and future. Horizontal bars indicate that vigilance is required from the highest and lowest in society. The fish stands for vigilance because fish never sleep. The vertical columns illustrate the Mongolian proverb, "Two friends are stronger than stone." That's nice. And we'll do two more today. We'll do Laos and Cambodia, which are in Southeast Asia here. So that would be Thailand and Vietnam. So Laos is there and Cambodia is just next to it. Okay, starting with Laos. I've also heard it pronounced Laos. Red symbolizing the bloodshed during the struggle for freedom. The white disc symbolizes unity under communism. Blue represents wealth. The white disc on a blue stripe represents the full moon over the Mekong River. The national flag of Laos was adopted in 1975, when the country became a People's Republic. It is one of the few communist flags that does not use the five-pointed star as an emblem. This flag replaced the original flag of Laos, which was red, with a triple-headed white elephant on a pedestal beneath a parasol. That sounds like a cool flag. This expressed the ancient name of the country, Land of a Million Elephants, and dated from the 19th century. From 1953 onwards, the royal government waged war with the Pathet Lao, whose flag was blue with a white disc and red borders at the top and bottom. From 1973 to 75, the Pathet Lao formed part of the government coalition before assuming power directly and prompting the abdication of the king. Their flag was then adopted as the national flag. In the centre is a white disc, symbolizing the unity of the people under the leadership of the Lao People's Revolutionary Party and the country's bright future. The red stripes stand for the blood shed by the people in their struggle for freedom, and the blue symbolizes their prosperity. The white disc on a blue background is also said to represent a full moon against the Mekong River. And then Cambodia. Red and blue are traditional colours. The famous temple of Angkor Wat has appeared in various forms on Cambodia's flag. The flag used today is the same as that established in 1948, although since then 5 other designs have been employed. These have almost all made use of the image of the Temple of Angkor Wat in one form or another. This famous temple site, dating from the 12th century, was built by the Mahidharapura monarchs. It has 5 towers, but these were not always depicted in the stylized version used on flags. The temple also appears on the arms. The monarchy was restored in September 1993. The 1948 flag having been readopted in June that year. The glowing sun represents national rebirth. The inscription is the name of the country. Angkor Wat is a symbol of the nation and its greatness. Fantastic. Shall I do one more then? Okay. Okay, let's do Tuvalu, which is located, that's Australia, that's New Zealand, so it's up there. The Union Jack signifies continuing links with Britain. The 9 stars are for the 9 islands. Tuvalu means 8 islands, although there are in fact 9, each of which is represented by a star on the flag. The star's arrangement reflects the island's general geographic distribution. This flag was chosen after independence in 1978 because it symbolises the continuing links with Britain and the Commonwealth. However, anti-Commonwealth feeling rose, and in 1995 the government decided on a new flag without the Union Jack. The new flag, introduced later that year, retained the stars, but included the arms in a triangle at the hoist. In April 1997, the original design was readopted following a change of government. The coat of arms depicts a local meeting house or maneapa. The motto means Tuvalu for God. Tuvalu mo te atua. 8 sets of objects reflect the country's title, 8 together. The border contains 8 seashells and 8 banana leaves. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that the quality of recording was of it, at least up to the usual standard. If, well, I hope better. Let me know in a comment. Also, give me a like if you enjoyed the video. Give me a comment about any aspect of today. And also subscribe if this is your first time here. And if it's not, and you love what I do, and you want extra videos every month, then why don't you join my Patreon? Info in the description box, just click it to open it up and see the extra info there. What I will take a moment to say is that you don't just get stuff if you pay on Patreon. I also just give some early access videos every other week to people who just follow me without going on to a paying platform as a little bit of a sneak preview. So it's worth, even if you don't feel like you want to pay at the moment, to come over and at least follow me on Patreon, and you get extra stuff for free. But you only get the extra 2 videos a month if you are on a paying tier. But I'm not greedy, and all the paying tiers are the same. So just pick the lowest one. Okay, thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you're nice and sleepy. Take care, and I'll see you again really soon. Bye-bye-bye-bye.